Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with school children of his parliamentary constituency Varanasi, asks them to learn various skills along with regular syllabus. Pilot project of smart fencing introduced along Indo-Pak Border in Jammu to make the security system more strong and effective. Centre proposes to amalgamate Bank of Baroda, Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank. RSS begins 3-day conclave in New Delhi to engage with a cross-section of people and present its views on the future of the country. India and Malta sign 3 MoUs in the fields of maritime cooperation, tourism and training. And in cricket, Afghanistan set a target of 250 runs for Sri Lanka in Asia Cup ODI match at Abu Dhabi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today interacted with school children of Naraur village in his parliamentary constituency Varanasi. He asked them to learn various skills including sports along with regular syllabus. Celebrating his 68th birthday with the students, Mr. Modi advised them not to be afraid of asking questions as it is a key aspect of learning. More from our correspondent.
Interacting with school children at Naraur village of Rohania area of Varanasi, Prime Minister advised children to learn various skills. He said that it is an important thing which will help them forever. Narendra Modi also discussed with school children on a wide range of subjects at Naraur. He later met with students of Kashi Vidyapith and a group of rag picker children who were getting help in study from the students. Official sources told AIR that Narendra Modi may also visit key locations of city to take a stock of the progress of development project. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Varanasi.
The Prime Minister reached Varanasi this evening on a 2-day visit. Mr. Modi will inaugurate and lay foundation stones of various development projects worth over 500 crore rupees tomorrow. The President, Vice President and several Union Ministers have greeted Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his birthday today. President Ramnath Kovind wished Mr. Modi a long life and many years of dedicated service to the people of the country. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu extended his warm birthday wishes, saying that India is making rapid strides under Mr. Modi's visionary leadership and taking its rightful place in the Committee of Nations. Home Minister Rajnath Singh said, under Mr. Modi's leadership, India has grown tremendously and became the 6th largest economy of the world. Congress President Rahul Gandhi also wished the Prime Minister good health and happiness always. India's first smart fence pilot project was inaugurated by Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh along the Indo-Pak Border at the BSF headquarters in Plaura, Jammu today. Smart fencing uses a number of devices for surveillance, communication and data storage. The pilot project deploys laser-activated fences and technology-enabled barriers to plug vulnerable gaps along frontiers. The system provides for round-the-clock surveillance on the border in different weather conditions, be it dust storm, fog or rain. Inaugurating the project, Mr. Singh said the centre is making maximum use of modern technology to make the security system at the borders more strong and effective.
Comprehensive integrated border management system. यह टेक्नोलॉजी बॉर्डर्स पर इंट्रोड्यूस करने के बाद हमारी सीमाएं पहले से कहीं ज्यादा अच्छी तरह सुरक्षित रहेंगी और इंडो पाकिस्तान एक सेंसिटिव बॉर्डर है। CIBMS लागू हो जाने के बाद हमारे जवानों की कैजुअलिटीज भी कम होंगी। अब तक सीमा पर लंबे समय तक रहने के कारण जो उनको स्ट्रेस होता था उसमें भी स्वाभाविक रूप से कमी आएगी। फिजिकल पेट्रोलिंग पर जो डिपेंडेंस थी काफी अब कम हो जाएगी।
The government has proposed amalgamation of Bank of Baroda, Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank to create India's third largest globally competitive bank. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi today, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said the amalgamation will increase the banking operations and no employee will face any service condition adverse to present conditions.
This major decision was taken by the alternate mechanism today to amalgamate the Bank of Baroda, Dena Bank and Vijaya Bank. No employee will face a service condition which is anyway adverse in nature to his present service conditions. That amongst the merging and the entities and the new entity, the best of the service conditions continue to apply to all of them. The banks will shortly, their boards will meet and after adequate consultation they will take an appropriate decision in this regard.
Mr. Jaitley said the government had announced in the budget that consolidation of banks was also on the agenda of the government. Earlier, the government had merged 5 subsidiaries of SBI into State Bank of India. On non-performing assets, NPAs, Mr. Jaitley said the real picture of NPAs was only known in 2015 and the UPA had swept NPAs under the carpet. Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh RSS began a 3-day conclave in New Delhi today to engage with a cross-section of people and present its views on the future of the country. In his address, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat said the Sangh works for personality development of the people to create a society free from discrimination and based on equality and inclusiveness.
संघ पूर्ण समाज को संगठित करना चाहता है. इसमें संघ को पराया कोई नहीं. जो आज हमारा विरोध करते हैं वो भी हमारे हैं. उनके विरोध से हमारी क्षति न हो इतनी चिंता हम जरूर करेंगे. लेकिन हम लोग तो सर्वलोक युक्त भारत वाले लोग हैं, मुक्त वाले नहीं है. सबको जोड़ने का हमारा प्रयास है और इसलिए सबको बुलाने का भी हमारा प्रयास रहता है.
Mr. Bhagwat rejected the allegation that there is some kind of dictatorship in the RSS functioning. He asserted that the Sangh is the most democratic organization where every decision is taken with consensus. The RSS chief said the conclave has been reorganized to make people understand the Sangh's functioning. On the occasion, several union ministers and film personalities were present. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. India and Malta today signed 3 MoUs in the fields of maritime cooperation, tourism and training after delegation-level talks between Vice President Venkaiah Naidu and President of Malta, Ms. Marie-Louise Colero-Preca. Mr. Naidu is in Malta in the second phase of his visit to 3 European countries. In a joint press statement, Mr. Naidu said, India is today the main source of affordable generic drugs in the world and can cooperate in wellness and Ayurveda sectors.
And India is very keen to further strengthen bilateral ties. We see Malta as one of our most trusted partners within the European Union. You can take the advantage of India's highly skilled professionals in the field of IT, financial services, health, pharmaceuticals, transport, and also freight and tourism. India today is one of the main sources of affordable generic drugs for the world. Malta can consider collaboration on this sector. We can also cooperate the use of ancient science of yoga and Ayurveda.
Our correspondent covering the Vice President's visit has filed this report.
3 MoUs have been signed between the 2 countries in the field of maritime cooperation, training and knowledge sharing, and tourism cooperation. Both countries have agreed to extend cooperation and trade in the field of information technology, pharmaceutical healthcare, tourism and transport. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Floriana, Malta.
Expats in the UAE will be allowed to stay back in the country for a longer period of time after their retirement. A major shift in the residency policy was announced by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, after a cabinet meeting on Sunday in Dubai. The length of the residency period in case of retired expats will be 5 years with the possibility of renewal. The new policy is likely to be implemented from 2019. In Afghanistan, at least 27 members of the security forces were killed as the Taliban launched multiple attacks on checkpoints as well as police and military bases in different parts of the country. Afghan officials today said the attacks and the high casualty toll reflect the difficulties faced by Afghan forces. The Afghan forces have struggled to combat both the Taliban and an Islamic State affiliate since the US and NATO formally ended their combat mission in the country in 2014. President Ramnath Kovind has said that Hindi has a strong presence on the world map, and to further enhance its presence, Hindi has to adapt to science and technology, both in content and dissemination. Mr. Kovind was felicitating Hindi scholars in New Delhi today, who took part in the World Hindi Conference held recently in Mauritius. In her address, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj said 45 countries and 29 states and 3 union territories of India participated at the 11th World Hindi Conference in Mauritius. Labour and Employment Minister Santosh Kumar Gangwar conferred 28 Vishwakarma Rashtriya Puraskar and 128 National Safety Awards for 2016 in New Delhi today. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Gangwar said there are around 6 crore organised sector workers who are getting benefits of EPFO and ESIC. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi is especially concerned about 40 crore unorganised sector workers. He said the honorarium of 14 lakh Anganwadi workers has been increased from 3,000 rupees per month to 4,500 rupees per month. Clean India, Prosperous India is the dream of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and therefore the campaign of Clean India is being run in the country. In line with the campaign of the Prime Minister, all the government primary schools in Mahisagar district of Gujarat have been facilitated with toilets. Here is a ground report from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
Open defecation leads to filth and disease. Therefore, the central government is insisting on making toilets in the country. In Gujarat, 1,222 Kumar Kanya primary schools are running under the state government in Mahisagar district, and in all these primary schools, the facility of toilets is available. The principal of Dr. Polan School in Lunawada town said that due to facility of clean toilets in his school, children do not have to go for open defecation, and due to regular cleaning, children's health is also good.
मेरा नाम बाबूभाई पटेल। हमारे स्कूल में हर रोज स्वच्छता होती है और स्कूल का जो परिसर है वो परिसर को भी हम स्वच्छ रखते हैं और हमारे स्कूल में लड़का और लड़कियों के लिए अलग अलग शौचालय है। वो शौचालय साफ करने के लिए हर रोज स्वीपर आता है। प्रधानमंत्री की स्वच्छता एज सेवा कार्यक्रम शुरू हो रहा है, वो कार्यक्रम को भी हम समर्थन करते हैं।
All schools of state governments are making efforts for the campaign of the central government. Bharat Devmani, PIR News, Ahmedabad.
At the stock markets, both the Sensex and the Nifty posted sharp cuts today and the rupee slid against the dollar. A report.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange tanked 505 points or 1.3% to close at 37,586. Nifty slumped 137 points or 1.2% to 11,378. At the Forex market, rupee plunged 66 paise to 72.51 against the dollar. And Brent crude oil futures climbed 47 cents to $78.56 per barrel. Lalema Aneja Dang, AIR News.
President Ramnath Kovind has asked the officers of Indian Information Service IIS to ensure that information about the government programs and schemes reaches citizens living in the remotest parts of the country. Interacting with the officer trainees of IIS at Rashtrapati Bhavan today, Mr. Kovind said despite the information age, a large segment of the population still lacks awareness about government programs and welfare schemes from which they can benefit. Information and Broadcasting Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore today asked newly inducted IIS officers to have a positive approach towards learning and improvement in the work field. Interacting with IIS officer trainees at Shastri Bhavan in New Delhi, Mr. Rathore stressed on the need for constant training for officers. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak Tonight will bring you a discussion on awareness about drugs banned for human use. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Listeners can ask questions to the experts sitting in our studio on toll-free telephone number 1800115767. In the Asia Cup cricket, Afghanistan have set a victory target of 250 runs for Sri Lanka in the Group B ODI match now underway at Abu Dhabi. Earlier electing to bat first, Afghanistan were all out for 249 runs in the stipulated 50 overs. Rahmat Shah with 72 was the highest scorer for Afghanistan. For Sri Lanka, Thisara Pereira claimed 5 wickets. Sri Lanka are facing Afghanistan in the must-win game after a disappointing loss against Bangladesh. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with school children of his parliamentary constituency Varanasi, asks them to learn various skills along with regular syllabus. Pilot project of smart fencing introduced along Indo-Pak Border in Jammu to make the security system more strong and effective. Centre proposes to amalgamate Bank of Baroda, Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank. RSS begins 3-day conclave in New Delhi to engage with a cross-section of people and present its views on the future of the country. India and Malta signed 3 MoUs in the fields of maritime cooperation, tourism and training. And in cricket, Afghanistan set a target of 250 runs for Sri Lanka in Asia Cup ODI match at Abu Dhabi. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.